Steve and I have a 2020 Jeep Cherokee here in the shop, and we're getting ready to replace the rear brake rotors and pads. So to work on the rear brakes and this Cherokee, we have to put the rear brakes in a brake service mode. So it tells you to press the start engine button, but you don't start the engine, just run. You want to just put it on run, but it's not running.
It's on run. No, it's on the run position.
It's on the run position, but don't start the motor. So you have to go into settings.
And scroll through the display.
Yep. And then hit brakes. There you go.
Brake service.
Brake service.
Would you like to?
Yes. Brake system.
Hit yes.
Mint.
There you go. You can hear it kicking in.
So the brake pistons with the electric motor are retracting right now.
Yep. There it goes.
Retracted to reset, press brake pedal, and activate park brake.
That's it again.
All right. Start a brake job.
All right, so we just retracted the electric brake motor, and Tony showed you how to do that. So we've got a couple of 10 millimeters for the caliper in here. And the caliper pin is not turning like the fronts did, which is great. Unless it's frozen. But hey, we'll deal with that. Ah, look at that one's turning though.
Sweet.
Okay, so we're gonna grab this caliper pin here. Okay. And get that one out. Okay, Tony caught that one.
Look at that, huh?
This one doesn't seem to want to let loose from the boot. It's got a nut on it, and so the brake. Okay, here we go. I see what we got going on. Okay, so the brake bracket here for the line slides off. We can just bend it up out of the way a little bit, and then we'll take the 10 off again. This is the one for the actual caliper pin. I'm gonna just put this one back in. Yeah, we gotta hold this one too. Let's see it coming out. Boy, that's a long sucker. Okay. Get the bottom one out. Okay, I can take that caliper off. And we still have to collapse the piston. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, the piston's just going down, so I don't have to twist it, which is cool.
That works. Nice.
Okay, so that's done. We're gonna do the same procedure. We're gonna put the synthetic grease on this, synthetic grease there and there, and we're gonna take the brake bar off so we can service the brake bar. All right, so we got a T55 Torx bit. Take these out. I'm hoping they're not blasted in there.
Oh, I'm sure they are. Sure they're Loctited.
Thanks, Tony.
Hey, what a pal's for.
Come on. he's here for moral support, and this is what I'm getting, all right?
I'll pour a little beer on there to help you out.
Hey, we're in luck. We didn't have to use the old power probe to close the motor piston. Alrighty.
You love that Loctite, huh?
Yeah.
You think you're gonna be racing the Daytona 500 or something?
Got the dropsies tonight. Sit that there. Looks like we're getting the pry bar to slide this off. There you go. Oh yeah, those brake pads are stuck good.
Oh yeah.
Now we got that same situation here with the brake rotor. See the hammer, Kevin? And we got to crack this loose. Okay. Of course, the rotor's going to fall off again. No, it won't fall off because it's frozen on there. But we're going to lube this all up. We're going to never seize all of this. We'll get our rotor back on and locked in place with the little stud here. And we're gonna start lubing and reassembling right now. A little bit on my bolts here. All right, let's see if we can knock these out. They look like they're frozen in there. So what's gonna happen is, Kevin's wife gets in her car now, she's going to say the brake pedal feels spongy because these brake pads are frozen solid and not moving. So this is what happens. The inboard pad had a little wear tab there. So they got wear tabs on both of them. So, okay, so. And these clips are all gotta come off too. Oh, look at the funkiness on these things. So, alright, what do we get for clips with these? Alright, so they gave us a different style clip. They don't have this little crappy thing right here, which is okay. Oh, yeah, actually they do. It's just not as corroded. So, yeah, so that one goes like that on there. And so somehow you got to get the brake pad to slide in and lock into that. Oh boy, huh? Jeez and crackers, what are they doing to us? Okay, we'll make it happen. Okay. So this one and this one. Oh, that ain't the right clip. I'm gonna line up my clips, match them up so that I don't get confused here with this. Okay, that's the wrong one too. Try this one. Okay, that's the right clip. All right, so I got one here and one here for this side. And I'm gonna knock this out over there. This one, put it over there. Take our little brake bar here, file. Okay, so let's get these caliper pins lubed up right now. So I can move past this. This one. Not that much.
Let's have to draw.
Alright, so we get these clips, and we had this one went on the inside like that. And then just rolled over into place. And it's a little tight. Try to tap it. There it goes.
There you go.
These things will cut your finger, so we're trying not to get too close to it. Okay. That's the inside. We gotta do the same thing over here. Alright, so we get these in. Now we're going to go do these two.
These things are nasty looking.
But these brakes were just frozen. So this clip here has to have this one's just rotted down to nothing. Alright, so this one goes on this side. And then this one must go on the... Yeah, it goes like that. Okay. That's the same as that one. Okay. Alright, so we get these here. Rusted up pretty good. We're going to spend a little time filing them, make sure that they're clean. Like I said, if you don't have this clean, the brake shoes are real tight to get in there. That one looks like it's down. And this one, there it is. Okay, these look like they're bottomed out. Okay, so let's get some caliper pin lube on them.
And this is what?
Yeah. That's why you're here.
Steve's a man of the lube.
We use a lot of this stuff, man. You know, it's funny. This time I ordered it, I ordered a 6-pack because it was cheaper to buy it on Amazon to buy 6 of them to get the price down. But we use it, so. Okay, now. So we said this is the inboard side. Our inboard brake pad is the one with the piston, which is this one. So this pad went in like this. So that means we've got to get the brake pad with the inboard here. So it looks like these have them on everything. So this one went like this. Now here's the trick. We got to try and, I think we're just going to have to roll these over the top here and then roll them into place. And I'm hoping it works. And it goes easy. Because these things can be a pain. Uh-huh. All right, that was
Too easy.
okay. So that pad.
Hey, speaking of inboards, when are you gonna change the oil on my boat for me?
Oh Jesus! I told you last year when I was working on it, I don't work
Hey,
on
I
boats.
did it last year. That was a pain in the ass.
Didn't I say that? I don't work on boats. Okay, so this one's going to be the same way. So it's funky. You have to roll it over the top of the clip and then straighten it out in the holder here, which is a little different. So. Didn't knock the other one out. That's a miracle. Okay, so let's get our rotor set up here. All right, we're going to just go match this up to make sure that it's correct. Same, and then the depth. Around the depth up there. Okay, that's the same. All right, so we got the same one. All right, let's brake clean it now.
Steve, remember back in the 90s how bad it was doing brakes on Ford probes? They had like 92 different kinds of brakes for that car. Every time I went to the parts store, it was a different one. Ford probe, look it up, guys.
Well, we got the chlorinated brake clean. The good stuff. All right, so let's go slip this rotor on right now. Let's set this back in here. So we got to get that funky
Lock thing.
Yeah.
It's a little hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Right here. Grab the tool. I don't think it started, right? There it goes. Kevin's holding the rotor on for us because it fell off the last one.
Almost fell off.
Because there's no studs on the wheel.
Yeah.
Why would they be? Okay, we get that on. Okay, now we're gonna take our caliper, move it up out of our face. Let's see if we can set it up in here. Okay, there you go. Okay, we're gonna get the bracket bolts. We're just gonna sit them in here a little bit. Like this. Okay, we've got our loaded bracket here. Slide that. Squeeze our pads on there. See if we can line these up. There's that one. All right, let's tighten these up with our T55. Okay, let's get these tight. That's tight. Okay, our calipers has completely been serviced, so we've got the piston collapsed, lubed. Back here is lubed. Our caliper pins are all greased up, so we can take the caliper and slide it back on now. And we've got one pin here that okay. Looks like it's going to be easier to get the bottom bolt in. There it is. Okay. All right, now we can kick this bracket out of the way. Trying to get this one started. Feels like it started. All right, let me get the wrench, ratchet. Okay, now it's tight. Put the light right here. Okay, that one's tight. The boot didn't move on that one. Now we've got to get our stud. Oh, look at that, we tightened it onto the bracket.
Let them maroon.
Oh, sucker.
Now all the armchair mechanics are gonna comment, Steve.
That's all right.
He should have done it this way.
It's all right. It's all right. I got big shoulders. I can take it. All right, let's get our brake back on here. Okay, put that back on. Okay. Okay, this one just needs to be snugged a little bit because it's just holding the bracket on. All right, so after we got our caliper back on, we show you how to depress the electric motor. So we got our bolt back in there holding the rotor on. We went over the lubing our brake caliper, brake bar, pardon me. Got the caliper lubed, boot and everything. And so once we get the other side down, we're just gonna pump up the brakes. And it's gonna be the same procedure, and then you pump up the brakes, and then you'll set your pocket brake, the electric pocket brake, and it'll push the pistons back out. You'll hear them coming out, and when they hit the rotor, they kind of wind down. You'll hear the motor gear down, and then you can release the parking brake, and then they're set at the proper level.